Welcome to the Art Piece Experiment. We're your hosts, two artists and friends. I'm Tasha.
And I'm Brianna.
At the end of 2024, we decided we wanted to cultivate more safety, peace, love, alignment, and excitement through our art and our art practices.
So here we are sharing our journey with you, and we're so excited you're here. We hope you enjoy our conversations. They're honest, raw, just two friends talking to each other about the realities of life and creativity. We're so excited for you to join us and be along with us for the journey.
Mindfulness, self-care, big buzzwords these
Whoa.
days.
Starting it off strong.
We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about
Yep.
how those things relate to creativity, how they can help our creative practices, and kind of what that means, like working together.
We're gonna dive into it. Okay, head first. Let's go.
Yeah. So I had a bit of an experience this week where I was painting all day.
Wow, it's a good day.
Yeah, it was a good day. And I mean, this happens. I have this experience regularly where I paint all day and then I get up and realize, oh my gosh, I was hunched over
Oops.
all day.
Did it move?
And I need to like do some yoga or something.
The back.
Yeah. How does one stand up straight? I forgot. I have forgotten. I've been painting all day and I forgot how to stand up straight.
Yeah, now I am hunched over permanently and cannot move.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
And it's just sometimes it's as simple as that, but taking care of ourselves is, I mean, it's important for all of life,
Yeah.
but it also impacts our creativity and our
Yeah.
creative practices and
Yeah.
things that we need to do. And then creativity is part of taking care of ourselves. And it's kind of like the chicken or the egg, like which comes first, but they work together.
Yeah, interconnected and woven together that you can't really have one without the other.
Right. So we're gonna have kind of a two-parter. This week we're gonna talk a little bit about the mindfulness, and there's gonna be some crossover, but we're gonna talk about like taking care of ourselves so we can show up for our creative practices.
Yeah.
And then next week we're gonna talk about kind of some easy entry creative ideas that are like just some ideas to help spark some ways to like bring more creativity into your life
In an
easy way.
natural way. Yeah.
More, yeah.
Where you don't have to have a whole studio to be creative.
Yeah, you don't have to schedule a whole day
Sneak it in. Yeah.
to paint until you need yoga to make life work again.
Right.
More easy entry. But yeah, so have you had experiences where, I don't know, like you feel like you can't really show up for your creativity because you haven't been taking care of yourself?
Yes. Yeah, so I have kind of, I don't know, an interesting experience with this, I feel, because I was in a car accident in 2020
Mm-hmm.
that I got really debilitated me. I had a pretty bad neck injury and brain injury, and so I couldn't really function much. But I could sit and crochet. So it was like when I physically couldn't be up and doing, the
Mm-hmm.
creative outlets kind of really saved me a
Yeah.
bit. But then I noticed as more time went on, as I was sitting, and not doing, like, if I would, as I healed, sorry, let me get this straight. But as I healed and started to feel better, um, if I sat too long to keep doing my crochet or my painting or whatever I was doing, coloring books, I would get so sore and then I wouldn't be able to sit there long. And now it's a lot better, but I do find that if I'm not getting up and if I'm not, taking care of myself and stretching or whatever, like moving, if I'm not moving and if I'm not there are other things too, like if I'm too hungry or, like I can't pay attention, I can't focus. And so then I can't um, sit, sit.
Right.
and do my creative work. And it really does interconnect. Like I I needed the creativity to help me feel good and feel creative and feel
Hmm.
more myself, and that helped me, heal emotionally and mentally and all the things. Like it was really good. But then also there has to be that balance of taking care of myself physically
Hmm.
and in other parts of my life as well, with relationships and things like that, and emotionally, and that feeds into the creativity. So yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely experienced that, in a lot of different, in all the areas of life. I think
Right.
it really affects all the areas. But tell me a little bit more about your experience.
Yeah. Well, I'm very into like holistic medicine and
Hmm.
all of this and seeing a person as like a whole being.
I love
Um,
that.
yeah, and I feel like sometimes our like creativity, creative practices, all of that gets put in the checkbox of like something to do
Mm,
for the day instead of it being a part of the whole person
yeah. Yeah.
and realizing that it's all it's all connected. It's all part of you. It's an important part, and it's not just part of a checklist to like
Mm,
check off. It's not part of your to-do list.
right.
And it all works together. And if I eat potato chips for
Mm,
lunch, then it affects it affects my creativity, affects
yeah.
my then
You
it's like
don't feel
you
good.
kind of spiral a little bit. It's like, well, now I just want to like watch
You
Netflix
sit on the
or
couch and
just kind of veg.
loaf around.
Like I
Yeah.
don't feel very good, or if I don't, exercise for a long time, then the same thing, and it
Yeah.
kind of creates more blocks
Right. Or if I
in
don't drink
my
enough water, then I get a headache and then I don't want to, like,
yeah,
then I can't, I just want to like lay
not
down.
functioning
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
same thing with emotional things that are
Mm-hmm.
that are going on. When I finally went to therapy
Mm-hmm.
and made that a regular part of my life, and I found a really good therapist that I really resonated with, who
Mm-hmm.
just got me and understood, and it was had different ways of helping me work through the emotional blocks and things that I've been
Yeah.
through. And when
Mm-hmm.
I started really taking care of myself that way and healing, it unlocked so much more of my creative potential. Like
Yeah.
it allowed me more of that freedom.
Hmm.
So it all works together. And we talked before about like my biking
Yeah.
adventures and like that exercise and how that helped unlock more of my creativity. And
Yeah.
I think it's important to just recognize like you are a whole being.
It's not
And
compartmentalized
no,
into
it's
different aspects of ourselves. I mean,
yeah.
it all works together. It
Hmm.
all works together, and it's not just one thing at a time. It just one thing impacts all the other things. It's like a
Right.
domino effect in a lot of ways, but it's like a circle domino that just keeps going around and around and around, and it doesn't stop in one spot and then start in another, and then like it keeps going.
Yeah. Yeah, and then same with like like social interactions and connect like making sure you have like are filled with your need for like connection.
Yeah.
That also is
Huge.
huge, and it
Yeah.
affects it and it affects your like mental state. Like it's hard to get creative when you're depressed.
Yeah,
It's
for
hard
sure.
to
Oh
do
my gosh.
anything when you're
It's
depressed.
so hard. It's so hard. Yeah, I mean, speaking from personal experience, it really is so hard. I remember after you know, I, I had some postpartum after having my son, and I didn't really realize either.
Yeah.
But and
Right.
then we moved, and I remember just kind of going through my days in a funk and not really, I don't know, feeling like I had anything for myself, but not really knowing what to do or not really having that drive. Like it
Mm.
really is like a fog, right?
Oh yeah.
And so, yeah, therapy definitely helped. And, but social, friends and things like it really does make a huge impact to have your community,
Mm-hmm.
and to have take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, all the aspects,
Yeah.
and to feel aligned in that way.
Right.
And that is when all of the areas of yourself are feeling taken care of. They
Mm-hmm.
don't necessarily have to be like everything's going perfectly in my life,
Yeah.
but when you're taking care of yourself in the ways that you need,
Mm-hmm.
that is when that's what's important, right? And
Yeah.
that's when the creativity is really opens up a lot more, I feel like, when you're
Yeah.
feeling like you have space to do that, when you're allowing yourself to have space to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I found it really helpful when I have had creative blocks and feeling like, oh, I can't create. It's like, okay, look at my life as a whole. Look at me
Mm,
as a whole being.
yeah.
Where am I not getting the nurture and the love and the support that I need? It
Mm,
might be in my physical being.
yeah.
It might be in the food that I'm eating, or like lack of exercise, lack of sunlight.
Yeah.
Like it could be there. It could be, spiritually, do I
Hmm.
need more, meditation, more like
Yeah.
something
Connecting
to
with your
connect with
inner.
myself? Am I needing
Yeah.
to journal? Like, am I like the emotional, spiritual kind of a little bit go together for me, but
Hmm.
it's like, am I having a block that way? Am I going
Hmm.
through something hard there? Like, where is the like, don't need to just jump to beating yourself up of, oh, I'm not, being creative,
I should be
or
able to be doing this. I
yeah,
should be doing this. I should be doing that.
yeah, or talking yourself out of it because of guilt of like, oh, I should be focusing on other things and
All the
making
shoulds.
all the
Yeah.
excuses when
Right.
really it's like, okay, okay, honey,
Let's look at it.
where are you
Let's look.
where are you
Yeah.
needing some love? Where are you needing
Hmm.
some attention, and how can you be giving that to yourself?
I heard this thing that was really impactful early on in my therapy days. But that it's nobody else's job to take care of your needs.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really impactful because I feel like so often we do make excuses
Yeah.
on not even knowingly,
Right.
but we're like, oh, it's because of this. Oh, because of that. We kind of like, if this were to change, then this, then it would
Yeah.
be better. Or if I just did, like if I was there, then it would be fine. But um, we kind of push off the responsibility in some ways,
Mhm.
of I don't know, making things better for ourselves and taking care of our needs. Like it's just because of outside circumstances that my needs aren't getting met, right?
Right.
And it's been so helpful for me to really change that mindset and know that I can take charge of my own self.
Yeah.
And I can
Yeah.
I can take care of myself and I can figure out how to get my needs met. That doesn't mean that I have to do it all alone.
No, and you
That's not what
shouldn't.
that means.
No.
And you shouldn't, right? We're
Right.
not meant to be solitary. We're not meant to be all alone.
Right.
But we
Nobody can really heal you
right,
but
except
yourself.
yourself. And we have the power inside of ourselves to
Mm-hmm.
make sure we have our needs met, to figure out how to meet our needs, right?
Yeah.
And coming to that self-awareness and that I guess that um like holding my power and
Mm-hmm.
within myself and saying I can do this. And if I don't have a need met, well, let's think creatively, right?
Right.
How if
Love
it's,
that.
if it's not getting met because of something, like how can I get it met in a different way?
Right.
Or what can I do differently? And so that really helps. But yeah, definitely it definitely all the aspects of life affect creativity, and creativity affects all the aspects of life.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sometimes showing up for yourself in certain ways
Is an act of
is an
creativity.
act of creativity, but also the creativity helps. Like, it can help. Like, there are some
Yeah.
creative practices that are really good for mental health and other
Hmm.
things. Like they kind of it kind of gets all jumbled together.
Hmm.
So it's kind of hard being like, oh, how do we separate this,
Yeah.
conversation? But it's okay. Two-parters. It's gonna be good. Um, but oh, what was I gonna say? Like we aren't therapists. We're
No,
not doctors. We're not healthcare providers of
we
any
don't have any
kind.
training.
We don't have any
We have
training.
been to therapy, so
Yeah,
all we can share is our own experiences and our own, learning,
yeah.
what's helped us
Us.
in our personal life.
Yeah, and art, like an art practice is not a replacement for
Mm-mm.
therapy.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna promote that or like say
Pretend like it is.
that's a
Yeah.
thing. But it it is uh, it's a helpful part of it.
Yeah.
It's a part of the whole. It's a part of, it
The
will the
self-care.
self-care, like it all supports each other.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, like I've been in a place where I am like, I need like a professional to talk to
Mm-hmm.
and to get insight and help from
Yeah.
who really, like understands like, human
Psychology,
psychology
right?
and
Exactly.
can give me, an
And is
outside
trained.
perspective.
Yeah.
And then other times it's like, I just need like a friend.
Mm-hmm.
I just need someone who will like just be like cheerleading
Yeah.
me.
Commiserate with me and be there, have my back, like
Yeah.
love me
Right. And
through it.
it's been a process of like just learning what I need and getting to a point of being able to be honest with myself.
Yeah, I feel like that is the main thing is that it is a process. It's a
Mm,
big learning curve
yeah.
because we're not really taught how to do this.
Mm-mm.
And and it does take a lot of conscious effort to even recognize,
Yeah.
recognize our needs and what we're thinking, what our habits are, and what our
Yeah.
our perspective is. And it is a process for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So if you're having creative blocks,
Yeah.
think of yourself as a whole being. What do you need? Like, what areas of your life are you really needing support? And it's kind of like a cliche, it feels like at this point, to be like, go exercise, eat healthy, go for a walk, do some stretching, do some breathing exercises.
Right.
But it can be really helpful.
But the reason that it feels like a cliche is because it actually works,
It
and so
does.
that's why people say it all the time because it does make such a huge difference.
Yeah.
So just try, just try
Yeah.
it. See
Yeah.
see what works for you and treat it as an experiment,
Right.
right? What works
Right.
for me? Sometimes I've had people, share like tell me to do this one thing and I try it and I'm like, I really didn't like that.
Right.
It just really didn't work.
That didn't work
I
for
hated
me.
it.
And, I'm going to add to this, like, as creatives to this list, is take in creative things.
Mm,
Like sometimes we're like output, output, output.
hmm.
Sometimes, notice the beautiful flowers,
Yeah.
notice the sunset. We just
Mhm.
went through a phase of, I just want to watch Jane Austen movies
Yeah.
for a little bit. Like, and sometimes it's music or books or
Yeah.
another person's creativity that they put out into the world. Like just allowing yourself space to um let that fill you,
Yeah.
just delight in it and enjoy it. Um,
We were just somewhere at a pottery place and we were watching this this man make a vase and it we just sat there and like watched him do this and it was like I turned to you and I was like, that was so relaxing. Like that was so
yes,
fun to watch.
it was really cool.
But yeah, to, watch someone else create like that,
Mm,
which I feel like, that's why I get on to, why I start doom scrolling is I love to watch people in their
yeah,
creativity, that's really I love that. But and so taking that, in moderation, right? We don't want to just
for
like
sure.
go down that and then never create ourselves. But
Hmm.
sometimes we do need to be filled,
Yeah.
and so watching others, seeing other creativity
Hmm.
can do that. But yeah, being in nature, seeing the paying attention to those things that are beautiful and delight us, and taking those moments, right?
Mm-hmm.
And having that awareness. It's huge. It makes such a huge difference.
It does.
And it makes life so much more enjoyable,
Yeah. Yeah.
and special, and taking in those moments is just is
Mm-hmm.
powerful, and it makes a huge difference.
Yeah. I find it so funny that in media and everything, there's like this portrayal of artists as like, I can only create if I'm miserable.
Right.
And it's like when I'm feeling truly miserable, a lot of times it's really hard to actually
I same. I don't want to make anything.
like I don't resonate with this. I don't need to be miserable and doing drugs to like get creative. Like I don't know. I mean, sometimes getting creative helps me out of those
Hmm.
places, but I feel like sometimes it's glorified to like search for the misery
Yeah,
like I can't
right.
create unless I'm in this miserable place. It's like no more of that.
No more of that. We're going to create from a place of joy,
Yeah.
right? But I mean, it can be helpful. Like, if that's what you need, like sometimes when I am struggling, and this was, when I was a teenager a lot too, if I was really sad, I would go play the piano, and I would
Yeah.
play really sad songs on the piano.
Yeah.
and,
I mean, I
and it
don't
really helped me, right? But
yeah.
that's not the only place that the creativity came from, right? And it
Right.
didn't feel like I have to be in that mode to be a true artist. Right.
Yeah. I think that it's so silly. It's
Yeah.
so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't at all saying like if you're miserable, don't create. It's like
Yeah.
no, like
If it's not coming, that's totally fine,
yeah,
right? If
it's
that's
totally
not
fine.
something that you want to be doing when you're upset or sad or having low moments, then that's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it either.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you're feeling like I just have to get this emotion out of me,
Right.
whether it's I'm miserable or I'm
Mhm.
happy or, like all the emotions are valid.
Yeah,
And
right.
creating within any of those emotions is also valid.
I think this is interesting too because I've done art therapy, like,
Hmm.
I, I've gone to art therapy, and so using art as a therapeutic outlet, but it's also in a very specific way.
Okay.
Because there are actual exercises and things that are meant for certain things, and for
Hmm.
in psychological ways, right? That like
Yeah,
help you or your brain. It's super cool. You should totally go check it out because the psychology and art and like everything it's very fascinating. And the way that your brain works, it's really cool. But it's been super helpful, and I've really loved it because it's combined the creativity and the art with like
the
therapy,
therapy.
and
Oh,
it's been really
yeah.
cool, and impactful for me personally. But then in my own creative outlet, in my own art outside of therapy, like it's a little bit of a different thing, but it still can have like therapeutic, like it still can help me process, or it can help me feel better, and get that out, and um what's the word I'm looking for? Like satisfy that need inside of me, right? And
Mhm.
satisfy whatever feelings I'm feeling. And so, anyways, but it's a little bit different, art therapy versus art as kind of therapy. It's not necessarily therapy, but as of that creative
Yeah,
outlet, right?
yeah. Well, I mean, it can be so good for like we said, mental health
Hmm.
and that, part of that healing process. And, I when I was trying to convince myself it was safe and okay to be painting traditionally again, like I
Hmm.
went through this whole journey of like, I can't paint traditionally. That's too scary. I'm not good enough. I can't waste the paper, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I ended up starting embroidering again
Hmm.
because that felt somehow safer.
Yeah,
Like
right.
there wasn't this pressure of I have to be this grand, great, amazing artist.
Yeah,
It was
right.
just I'm gonna sew this dinky little thing and I don't know how to sew and so like there's no pressure and I don't know what I'm
Yep.
doing and it's fine. Um but then it became it was fun. It was just really fun, and I got to, sketch the designs, and it just became another creative outlet for me. But then I
Yeah.
kind of got into the some of the science
Mm.
of, because I was like, this is like calming me down.
Yeah.
This is helping
Mhm.
me feel good. And so, yeah, I was like looking into like the science behind it. And same with crochet and knitting, where it's just this like repetitive,
Mhm.
it's like really repetitive thing can be really calming and really good for the brain. It can be very, um, meditative, and
Yeah. 100%.
it
I
can be so helpful.
Yeah, been feeling so drawn to, I mean, I love to crochet. I've done embroidery too, and I think it's fantastic, but I am in the crochet mode right now.
Yeah.
And, and I have been feeling so drawn to that in moments of like, I'm feeling anxious. Like, I just want to sit down and just crochet. Like,
Mm.
that's really interesting because it does that repetitive motion and stuff. And it's like, how many blankets do I need? Right. But
I'll take some.
but just the repeating that, that movement, and it's like,
Hmm.
I don't know, it's creating something in there. You can see the growth of what you're making, and it's very satisfying, and
Yeah.
it's calming, and it's soothing and helps to just feel like calm that anxiety.
See, I don't like crocheting.
Yeah.
I tried it because I think a lot of crocheting things are very cute and very cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I want to make these things. And then I tried it and I was like, I have to count. I have to do numbers.
What?
And I have some issues with my hands. They get tense and I
Yeah.
can't ever get the
Crank.
stitches like even. And it's just like, this is stressful. I don't like this.
It's okay. It's
So
okay.
it's like, not to like, I'm not
Yeah.
bashing on
Yeah.
crochet. Like, I love that you are, because I kind of live a little vicariously through you. It's
Oh.
like, I wanted to do this, but then I realized it wasn't for me, but I still get to watch you do it. That's like
Yeah.
satisfying to me. And then because of that, I found, embroidery, and it's, it's okay to find the things that
Work
work
for
for
you.
you. And if
Yeah.
you realize like this thing is supposed to be good for me and it's supposed to help and I don't like it, that's like,
It's
try something
totally
else.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something else out there that might be great
Right.
and might be helpful.
Maybe you like to make little pottery out of air dry clay, Like
I love that.
that would be so fun. Little plates or bowls or whatever you want to make,
Oh my
like
gosh.
figurines.
If that's your happy place and you make little air dry clay figurines and things, please share with us.
Please show us. We
We want to
we want
see.
to see.
I want to see that.
Cute.
I would like to also live vicariously through you, and see what you're making, please.
Yeah, but I mean, when I was younger too, like, I mean, I guess this is getting into our next week's conversation. So we'll talk more about this. But when I was younger, I loved doing making bracelets with beads,
So
And
good.
it was kind of meditative like
Yeah,
that, like putting
it's,
the bead
it's
on
that
the
repetitive
string,
again.
and yeah, one after
Hmm.
the other. And it was satisfying, and it felt good.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting to now look at what the science tells us that we didn't know about back then, right?
Hmm.
That they're doing all of these studies and things like that. But yeah, there is real benefits to it, and it is really, really good and healthy and helpful to
Mm.
our mental health and our emotional well-being. So
Yeah. And our growing and our flourishing
yeah,
and
connecting with
yeah,
ourselves.
being more aligned, which really helps with the depression and the anxiety and all of
Yeah.
these things. So I love that. I love that idea of like coming back to ourselves and
Mm,
taking care of ourselves as a whole being.
yes. Yeah. So this week, think of something that you find calming and helpful, and maybe take a little time to do it this week, and share in the comments below.
We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. And next week we'll dive into more of our
The
creative
easy
ideas.
entry, easy
Yeah. Yeah.
entry, low stress ways to just include more creativity into your life.
Yeah, so check in next week. We'll have a little something for you as well. So, We'll see you next week. That's it for today, friend. Thanks for spending this time with us. We hope you're leaving with a little more light, a little more peace, and maybe even a nudge to go be creative, just because it brings a little more joy to your life. If anything in this episode spoke to your heart, sparked a thought, or made you smile, we'd love it if you'd follow the show, leave a quick 5-star review, or share it with someone who might need a little creative encouragement too. And remember, your creativity matters. Your voice matters. You matter. We're cheering you on always. Until next time, keep making, keep softening, and keep showing up as your whole beautiful self.